Hey guys, Crypto Sunday, and the red week has finally come. It's not ended up too bad. So it was worse during the week, about 10% down, got to about 231. Now back up to 244, so 8,000 down, about 3%. Sort of used to the old 35% drops from the sort of 2017 bull market. So yeah, 10% is nothing at all from what we've been having over the last month or so. And it's a very mixed bag, still some greens and some sort of flat, so I'll come to that later, but having a look at some of the news. So, of course, it's still ETF watch. We've got 7 weeks to go until the final date for ARC, so that's when everyone's thinking basically they all have to get approved by, unless the SEC really, really wants to dig their heels in and reject all of those applications for some other reason that they haven't come up with before. But you've got not just BlackRock now, but Fidelity sort of following suit with the Ethereum ETF. Kind of expect this will be coming from sort of most of them now. BlackRock has gone. BlackRock did actually formally list their or file for their Ethereum ETF. They did the sort of Delaware initial filing last week that they did with Bitcoin, and have now formally filed for Ethereum, and Fidelity have gone as well. So yeah, they must all be kind of either expecting these to get approved or just not wanting to be left out. Because all of these to get rejected would be a bit of an embarrassment for the industry. So yeah, we'll see. I think good old Gary is going to want to hang this out for as long as he can. The SEC have delayed Franklin Templeton and Global X's spot Bitcoin ETFs. So the people were saying there was a small window where there was no comment periods, and sort of all of the ETFs in theory could have been approved at the same time, and that's sort of been shot down with these delays. Now I think these go into comments periods, and yeah, they could approve some of them, but it does seem like they'll probably do all of them at once if they do. So yeah, that's sort of near enough pushed all of these back to the January the 10th date, it seems, if they wanted to do them all at one go. So yeah, maybe they'll do that next month. Maybe they'll do it on the January the 10th, or as I say, come up with some crazy new reason to reject them. But as people are pointing out, Eric Balchunas and James Safer, I believe, sort of noting that the SEC isn't just delaying them, they are sort of delaying them and engaging, sort of getting really into the weeds. This isn't Gary Gensler, this is the staff and the sort of research personnel at the SEC, sort of getting really in depth, talking about the details. So talking about how the ETF shares themselves would be created, or whether it's done with cash. It sort of says brokers would prefer that because they're sort of all cash. It's not a crypto native industry, traditional finance. So they're sort of getting into that. They're getting into the sort of in-depth details between the ETF providers and Coinbase and the Nasdaq. So yeah, to sort of go through all this and then just sort of say, no, you're all rejected for, some other reason that we haven't raised yet would seem a little bit strange from the SEC, and you probably get a load of lawsuits and sort of angry Congress as well. So all looking good at the moment. This was quite funny as well. Doesn't really mean a whole lot, but somebody in Parliament in Germany is sort of quite pro Bitcoin, sort of suggesting they should make it legal tender, which is has no chance at all of getting through. I wouldn't have thought. She said nobody needs the digital euro, their sort of central bank digital currency, but that is going to be the way Christine Lagarde wants it to go, the head of the European Central Bank. And yeah, interesting to sort of see they've got some sort of detractors. I thought this was quite interesting as well. Saw the article on Salana games being on the Epic Game Store. So I sort of assumed the prominent Ethereum games would be getting on stores like this and Steam. But yeah, you have sort of some of the larger games on Solana getting on Epic. So quite like Epic. You got links to Tencent there as well, as I sort of cover. Tencent own 40% of Epic. So getting on the Epic Game Store could potentially lead to games sort of being proliferated around China as well. Potentially an interesting development. But yeah, you have sort of Star Atlas is sort of the huge space game, potentially too big to ever actually come out, but yeah, they're sort of pushing on with that. You got Aurori, a sort of fantasy RPG, doesn't look too bad. Yaku, sort of social metaverse games, not really sure that's going to get that much take up, but yeah, some of these games look reasonably good, and sort of being on Epic just gets you that more sort of widespread audience, really, rather than just having it in your own browser or sort of your own download. So yeah, all good news, I thought. Second week in a row as well of Ethereum burning, being back to deflationary, so that's quite good. Back down to 120 million, 250k. On the well, it's ticked up in the last day, but certainly for the last 2 weeks it's been down, so that's quite good. Whether this is sort of renewed enthusiasm in using DeFi and that sort of thing off the back of the Ethereum ETF, don't know, but it does seem to have sort of coincided with that date. So yeah, all good. So coins for the week, as I say, it did end up a very small red in the end. Bitcoin was 3% down. That's sort of the biggest monetary loser. Solana was up 0.12%. It's still sort of holding this 45 to £50 or sort of $60 range. Ethereum was 6.5% down. Chainlink 13% down. That sort of did rocket up really. So no surprise there. Cardano 5.5% down. XRP 10.3% down. Power Ledger 22% up, but that's known to be sort of right back down the following day, so don't take too much notice of that. Matic down 1.5%, that's doing okay. Audius down 5.7%. Quant down 9%. Gala down 5%. Basic Attention 11.7%. VeChain 8%. And Internet Computer down 3.6%. So yeah, overall 8,000 down. I'll be very happy with this, and yeah, maybe we get another sort of week or two of red, but it's small pullbacks, and if we were to get some positive ETF news before Christmas or before January the 10th, then presume we would have a very nice run up. So happy to just keep steady and keep watching. So leave your thoughts in comments below if you guys been buying anything, and like and subscribe. See you soon.